Can you help me, please? I'm Tavella Lathandis. I apologize that I can't give you the respect a guest in my home would normally receive, but I am at my wit's end. I'm sorry to be so forward, but I desperately need your help. It seems that my husband, Wrye, has gone missing, and I just don't know what to do.
What can you tell me about your husband?
Yes, my husband is the Wrye Lathandis. Have you heard of him?
No, I'm afraid not, but please tell me about him.
You haven't? That's strange. Wrye is known far and wide as one of the best painters in all Cyrodiil. His specialty is setting the great forest to canvas. The paintings look so amazingly real that some say they can see the trees sway in the breeze. That's just a silly notion, of course, but it just goes to show the attention to detail Wrye uses when he paints.
And you said Wrye was missing?
Yes, Wrye likes to work in his studio with the door locked, so no one can disturb him. He usually comes out to eat dinner and sleep. But 2 days ago, he didn't come out at all. At first, I wasn't worried. He does that occasionally. But when he didn't come out for a full day, I unlocked the studio with a key he said to use only in emergencies. It turned out he wasn't inside. I'm sure he never left that room, so I have no idea where he's gone. Please help me find Wrye. I love him dearly, and I'm so worried.
Don't worry, I can find him for you.
Oh, thank you so very much. Here's the key to Wrye's studio. You may come and go as you please. If you need me, I'll be around the house. Do hurry, I miss my love so much. Do be careful.
I guess these are some of his paintings. They actually look pretty good. The Great Forest reminds me a lot of the environments you encounter in another video game. Reckoning Kingdoms of Amalur, I think it was. Another open world RPG game. I didn't like it as much as Oblivion, but I did play through it. Okay, I guess this room is down
Please
here.
hurry, I fear Wrye is in danger.
Sketch. We can activate this, but before we do, let's do a quick save now that we've found the house and done all the chit-chat. Okay, after touching the painting Wrye had been working on, I found myself standing in a strange forest. It looks familiar, like the great forest in the heart of Cyrodiil, but something is different about it.
Where did you come from? You look real enough. You must be from the outside. Oh, thank goodness someone finally came. While I'm overjoyed to see a friendly face, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. You're stuck here like I am. Sorry to break it to you like that, but if it wasn't for that annoying thief, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
What's this about an annoying thief?
I was in my studio when a Bosmer wearing dark clothing accosted me. Before I could call for help, he knocked me unconscious. When I came to, I found that the door to my studio was still locked, and that the thief had snatched my paintbrush. That's when I saw it. There was something on the canvas of my painting that I hadn't put there. It looked somewhat like a troll, but it was badly done. Then it hit me. The Bosmer must have leapt into the painting, then painted guardians inside to protect himself using the brush of true paint.
What's the brush of true paint?
I knew the secret of my success would be revealed one day. I can tell you all about the brush if you like.
Please do.
Very well. The brush showed up several years ago in the possession of an artist who was serving in the Arnesian War of 396. It seems an errant fireball had exploded next to him, and he lost the use of both arms. He was a stubborn man who didn't want to give up his talent. Being a devout follower of Dibella, he prayed to her for something that would allow him to express himself once more. She heard his plea and gifted him with the brush. It's said the bristles of the brush are woven from Dibella's own hair. That injured man was my father. He passed the brush on to me, and I intend to pass it along to my kin one day. Did you want to know how it works?
Yes, how does it work?
The brush allows the artist to paint from within a canvas. It opens a portal into which the artist may enter to paint things life-sized. All the painter has to do is have the brush in his possession, and whatever he imagines appears in the canvas. Of course, I like to wave it around anyway. It makes me feel more like a legitimate painter. I guess it all doesn't matter now. Unless you can defeat those painted trolls, we have no chance of getting the brush back.
That's a pretty cool brush. I'd love to have something like that. I'm not very good at art myself. What's this about painted trolls?
The trolls that the thief painted seem to have turned on their creator and killed him. He didn't know the brush had its risks. The creatures are now loose all over the forest, and in the clearing where I was still working. The brush is on the body of the Bosma thief there. I will not be able to help you. I am not a warrior. But take these bottles of turpentine. They might help. Do be careful.
Alright then.
Be cautious, friend.
Oh, that's pretty cool. The environment does look a lot like I guess a watercolor painting. Let's take a look. Trolls are weak to fire, and I do have a flare spell. And the turpentine is an extra 20 damage to weapons. So I'll poison my sword, and I'll equip my fire spell. There we go. And I'll save one more time, just in case the trolls get the better of me. We don't have to go through all that dialogue again. I believe Dibella is the Nine Divine. She's like the goddess of beauty and I guess passion. Oh, this thing's beefy. Painted troll fat. It's actually a pretty cool art style. Reminds me a bit of Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda game that came out. Not sure when it came out. I haven't played it myself. I've seen people play it on YouTube, and my brother-in-law raves about it. But it looks pretty cool. I think it is kind of a watercolor paint look to it as well. Just gonna kite this troll. It does go to show you, though, how very different Oblivion might look if they went with a different art style. And in some ways, I think going with art styles like this watercolor look is a better idea. They don't age the way attempts to make realistic graphics tend to. So I can still easily play, you know, SNES and Game Boy Legend of Zelda games. But I have difficulty playing the vanilla Oblivion because it just looks kind of ugly. Its art style I don't think lends itself to aging very well. Whereas something like a watercolor painting is still going to look very much like a watercolor painting in 10 years. The graphics, the visuals don't really age the way attempts to recreate realistic environments do. It certainly ages better than a lot of the early 3D games graphics do. Bottle of Turpentine on our weapon. It's powerful stuff. There's another one. I'm actually finding doing these quests at a lower level makes them a lot easier than they were the last time I played them. I think there's another one. I'm going to attack it with the Turpentine first and see just how much damage the Turpentine does. Maybe half their health. Very nice. And look at that sky. Okay, I've located the thief's corpse. I should now search it for the brush of true paint. Retrieve the brush of true paint. I should head back and return it to Wrye, so we can together leave this strange landscape. Let's see, he's got 4 gold on him. Doesn't really look like he's dressed in black to me. Go ahead and grab his armor and knife, make a little bit of gold off it. So what do you all think? Do you believe that games with more of a watercolor or pixel art style age better than games that attempt to create a lifelike experience? Or not? I mean, I know there's a lot of hardcore gamers who will still play games like the vanilla Skyrim and the vanilla Daggerfall and Arena and the original Doom. My brother-in-law is one of them. He still plays the original Dooms. I can't. Early 3D graphics like that make me motion sick. Games like Hexen and Doom and Perfect Dark. Fun games, but just the graphics. Something about the early 3D and the motion, it just makes me feel a little queasy. Let's see. I get the feeling like I missed something here. Yeah, I need to follow and go this way and then loop around. Still, that's what mod's for. I mean, Oblivion looks pretty awesome now. And imagine you could get it looking pretty awesome without having to go all the way with, 100 plus mods. I would think visually an EMB mod for the lighting effects. Big texture packs that improve the environment. And then the Oblivion character overhaul that makes it so that the characters are not hideous anymore would probably be the most important visual mods. After that, probably armor and weapons, and then like a body mod. So you might be able to do a really good looking game in like less than 20 mods. But you would want to install the stability mods as well, because Oblivion glitched and crashed a lot.
Let me go paint us a way out of here.
And Bevi Lex has a really good setup of stability mods that aren't too difficult to install. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Good work. Now I can paint the portal home. After it's complete, you must go first, or else you'd be stuck in here forever.
Alright. The painted trolls are gone. Let's get out of here.
I'll have to remember to remove the trolls from my painting before I complete this piece.
Okay.
Follow me.
Okay, Rice used the brush of true paint to paint a door back to his studio. I should step through now and return back to Tamriel. Wonder how much the brush of true paint was worth. I forgot to check. We arrived back in Rice's home. The painting is now sealed, and Rice is safe. I should speak to him when I have a moment.
Tavella.
Right.
I don't see
Oh,
any
my
trolls
love.
there.
You're home safe. I was so afraid.
If it wasn't for my friend here, you'd be right.
Come, you must need food and rest.
I will rest, but I must take care of our guest first. I don't know how to thank you. You have a good heart to help me get back home. I'll never forget what you've done for me. Here, please take this apron as a token of our friendship. It's not much, but perhaps it will help you in the future. All I ask in return is to keep the brush's existence secret. If word gets around that I have it, I'm afraid more than a lone cut purse will visit me.
Yeah,
Again, I thank you.
imagine it would be in high demand. I know I'd like it. Okay, the painted brush troll fat, or the painted troll fat, is fortifies magic. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I still got some of the turpentine. It's only good against the painted troll, so it's not going to be worth hanging on to. And as I said, the apron of adroitness fortifies agility and intelligence. It's light armor, so it's not going to be much use to this character. But it's worth over 1,000 gold, which means I should be able to get at least 500 off of it. And it looks pretty good. Pretty sure this is a reskin, probably by Insanity, but it might not be from the Reasonable Protective Flavor mod. I know that added reskins for some of the clothing, which this might count as. Okay, I think that'll be it for today then. That was a fun quest. It's been a while since I did that one. And the art was a lot more unique than I remember it being. I'm not sure if that's because of some of the retextures or if it always looked that watercolor. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I should have another episode out before too long.
What have you been up to?
I'm trying to get a couple out a
I
week.
ran across a couple of mud crabs.
We probably won't have to do that many more before we have enough gold that we can deck ourselves out in some nice plate armor and from the Nightly Armory mod and get started on the Knights of the Nine quest line. Should be a blast.